I like to talk about domestic violence today. Domestic violence is a problem that is actually fairly common. I forget the exact statistics, but there are literally thousands of women getting beat up and abused. And it doesn't have to be physical abuse, it can be mental abuse, verbal abuse. Actually, verbal abuse is a good one to discuss. You can make someone feel this tall without ever touching them or anything. I mean, I'm sure we've all heard about gaslighting, when you just provoke someone and provoke somebody until they blow up, and then the abuser goes ahead and accuses the abusee of being crazy or insane or whatever the current popular trends are amongst that crowd, simply because he's pushed her until she has taken her limits, and after she's passed her limits and endured more than anyone should be expected to endure, then all of a sudden she's the crazy one. That's just one of the techniques a verbal abuser will use. And verbal abuse is just, it's murder. It's hard to prove, it's difficult to prove, but it's as deadly as physical abuse, it's as deadly as emotional abuse. And when you get into emotional abuse, verbal abuse, and physical abuse, you can destroy somebody's humanity. I mean, how many women do you see out on the street, eyes downcast, afraid to make eye contact, jump over every little thing if it's a little noise or something? I've already walked up and tapped a female on the shoulder, and she jumped as if she's about to get shot. That basically means she was abused at one point in time. A female that has been abused that often physically doesn't even want to be touched. You can't even raise a voice to them without the victim flinching And it's just sad, the aftermath. I mean, you take somebody that has been told they're worthless, told they're useless, told they're dumb, they won't amount to anything without their abuser, and you give somebody 6 months, a year living in an atmosphere like that, they literally lose faith in themselves. They become dependent, the life dries up, the life and sparkle within a person, it just goes dead. You can look an abuse victim in the eyes and see that they're dead inside, and it's sad. It's really sad that anyone would do that to somebody else. So what I'm going to try and tell you, if you know of any instance of verbal, physical, or emotional abuse going on, report it. Say something. As one wise man once said, the only thing evil has to do is for good men to do nothing. I'm sorry, I got that quote wrong. The only thing evil has to do to prevail is that good men do nothing. So let's do something about it. Stand up and say, this is not who we are as Americans. This is not what we tolerate. So let's stand up and take a stand against domestic violence and abuse. Thank you for listening.